All right, friends, here's the rub. I've waited another day. I've waited on the delivery people. Nobody's coming through for me. So I'm not waiting any longer. I'm gonna put the sheet metal back on, and then I guarantee you tomorrow the belts will come. But that's what's gonna happen right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, you're probably lucky. But I'm Rusty Oliver, man. This is a 200 Allis Chalmers of sadness, which has absolutely tested my patience at every corner. Because every time I think, yeah, we're done with that, then I would find something else and think, no, we can't let that go. But I'm finally to that point where it's gonna happen. I'm done. We're making it go. No matter what we might else see along the way, we'll deal with that later. We'll deal with that later at a different time. So I really would rather run it a little bit now with the, what do I want to say? Before I put the hood back on, just to make double sure that there's not something stupid that's going to start leaking. Although we all know it's going to do it anyway after I put the sheet metal on, but I'm going to do that. I'm also going to take this muffler off so that it doesn't get super hot and I can't handle it, you know. So we still have to tighten the ting up and all that. So let me get that pulled off of here again, and then we'll see what we can accomplish. All right. I think we're ready. What I'm doing now is reattaching the ground cables, which consequently, I don't think he had those tight either. I think he just had those stuck on there. So I don't know. Is it gonna work for us or what? Why is the floorboard not? I think it's got a thing on it in the back. Does it have a, yeah, it's got a piece on it. Sure. Consequently, there's a hole there because on the tractors that have manual PTO, that's where the handle comes up through the floor. Let's double check our oil. We are just slightly below the full stopped line, and that's just the way it's going to be because we're out of oil. The filters are full though, so it's not going to lose that much. Let's check before we go. Let's check our, if we can. I don't know how he's got this hooked up here, but under this cover is the stuff we need. Ooh. See, I wonder if he, on that last one, he acted like he didn't realize that there was two things under here to check. And that's what bit him on that one thing. So this is very low. So we need to deal with that. Also, we're gonna have to get a wrench and pull that loose, I guess. No, maybe we can get it. Quarter turn cap. Let's see what's under it. Lots of sand buildup around there, which probably means it hasn't been checked in a good while. Yeah, see, that one's dry too. That's what I was afraid of. All right. So, what does a guy do? He gave me 2.5 gallons of oil. I guarantee you it's going to hold more than that because it's probably pretty bad. So, pour half in each for now and see what that does for us. Also, maybe find a funnel because I don't think that there's going to be a nice way that I can do this without making a mess. I might be wrong, but probably not. Let me go see what I can come up with, and I'll bring you back. All right, somehow, effortlessly, I found a funnel. Now this one had a little on it, so there's a hope that, you know, it's... I'm really surprised he hasn't had major problems, though. You know what I'm saying? Because these tractors do not like to be low on hydraulic oil. And this, I already used some to put in the filter. So maybe I should stop with that in that one. And this one is bone dry. And I just can't believe that there hasn't been issues. Oh, and this is going to be one of those nice ones where you can really get in there good. Yeah, if you hold it up a little, it'll won't airlock it so bad. I should have told him to bring 5 gallons of hydraulic oil, but silly me, I was at the time just thinking about the lines being empty. I wasn't thinking about it being empty already. Let's see if that got us anything at all on the stick. I doubt it did. Ooh, it did. Okay, so that is good. I can't believe that. That must not be a huge compartment. So we'll pour what's left in here. I honestly don't know how this is divided in the back. I can't tell you that. I don't know why there's 2 compartments and not just one, since it's all the same fluid. I know the later 7000 series tractors, I think they were pretty well all one deal. You might have had to drain them in 2 different places to get it all out of there, but I'm thinking there was only one way to check it, or you know, one thing to worry about. You worried about on the back end, those little sight bubbles. See, we just don't have very much on here, but we do have some. So we're just gonna close that up. And we're gonna just put his rug back over it like he had it. And we're just not gonna worry about it anymore. It can't hurt us anymore. Well, it could, but we're going to pretend that it won't. All right. Well, isn't that nice that the camera pulled this out of the dash? Thanks, camera. All right. Let's see what happens. Oh, these you got to pull out to run. Look at that sweetheart. Fires right up. Come on, light, go out. So we got oil pressure. I didn't look, did the gauge jump? Yes, it did. So that's good. So if that doesn't work, then there must be another problem somewhere, but we got that much. We have headlights. Probably can't really do this very good, but yeah, we do. It's actually got a resistor in it, so you got to go all the way to get bright, but Sure. Trying to figure out is, I guess there's no off on this blower now. We got trouble up here, but I'm not into that. I wasn't told to mess with it. I just noticed it wasn't working the other day again. Working all the levers up and down. Yeah, when it's cold, those arms don't like to go down unless you have weight on them. They're super duper slow. You probably can't even see them move on there, but if I do this, you'll see them go back up. So, sure. And of course it won't be charging because the voltage regulator's not hooked up right now. But we're not really using any electricity, so. Just kidding. Now, hopefully that doesn't happen. All right. Now, as much as I like jumping in and out of the cab a bunch of times, there is something I want to check. Today, the power takeoff is running. And I wonder if that's because I revved it up. The other day it was not running, but it might have been a shade warmer outside. I really am, we're just not going to worry about that. He said it ran before. The other day it didn't run, so I think it's okay. It's like it was before, is what I'm saying. We never mess with the PTO brake, you know. We should have, and we didn't. We just ran out of time on this adventure, plus he didn't really ask for that. It's just something I noticed along the way. And I guess if it gets to be a problem, it will have to be addressed. I should probably let it run a long time, but I'm not gonna. I already test ran it a few times before and didn't see any. Uh-oh. Oh, no. No. No, what is happening? Oh, seriously? This is why we do this. This right here is leaking. Son of a Knutson, friends. Well, I'm gonna pray that that place has the big line sleeves in town, that maybe I could talk them into running over and getting me some, because that ain't gonna work, friends. We could try to tighten it, but gee, that sucks a ton. But it's better that it happens now than later. I mean, I thought that I ordered some of those, but I guess not. Let's see. That was very loose. So there is the possibility that I just tightened it a bunch. So there is the possibility that that might have fixed it. Let's Boy, that's awful. I hate that so much that had to hit me in the old Knudsen. Oh, this thing. Okay, let's start it again. And yeah, we're not gonna. Let's see, key on. I gotta reach around. And there it is, key. Fuel stop. Can't do the thing and the stuff from here, so we're gonna just do that right there. If we can. Or not. Seems to have stopped it, so that just blows my mind how you can get almost done and then find something else. Let's walk away while it's not leaking. I'm gonna go ahead and put the hood back on, and we're gonna go about our merry lives and hope that, you know, all is right with the world. So this is gonna be fun, friends. Remember how much fun it was to put the hood on or take the hood off by myself? Oh, what a continuous battle. Stupid. Well, we're close. However, I gotta get this to spring out over top of this cast, and it's not wanting to do that. What fun, friends, what fun. It's just always something. Like, it could just work, you know? Why can't it just work? There's that whole thing. Oh, friends, if I gotta take the hood off again, I'm gonna cry. It's not working like it worked when I took it off. I guess I gotta go forward. We totally undid every bit of progress that we made before. But that's what we have to do. Why? Because whoever designed this wasn't a very brilliant individual. They could have made it very much easier to get the hood off, where you didn't have issues like this. But they decided no. They decided, let's make it miserable for every mechanic or engineer that ever sets foot on this project. Friends, I'm getting frustrated again. Like to the point that it's gonna be another day because I can't take it anymore. God bless America, friends. Absolutely everything is fighting. All right, amazing how in winter the GoPro can still get too hot and shut off. But I got everything on this side done. All the bolts in. I got that regulator hooked back up. I got the little piece put in next to the cab. That black piece will be the last thing we do. I'm working my way around. So I'm right here to these cooler bolts. We'll tighten these up and then we'll get around. That's tight. All the air system's tight, so it's just sheet metal now. Come on. We're just working our way around. Although I'm missing one or two bolts. I have no idea how that could be, but I need bolts with nuts for those side pieces. And somehow along life's way we didn't get them all back. Whilst we're here, let's put the grill on. Okay, sure. As far as grills go, this one is pretty well above average. I mean, of course, it's been restored, so it should be. They almost had the right idea, but not quite. These things just aren't stout enough, and these grills vibrate off. And you see a lot of tractors where they're mangled or missing completely, and that's the reason. You know, on Dad's, I put 3 self-tappers across the top because I got tired of that thing falling off. So yeah, I need to get the bolts for this. I'm missing a nut for one, and then I don't know where the other one went. So that's just how she goes. But we can do this and put the little wing down tight and put this little window back in, and then it's done this way, except external stuff. We're just plugging away. I'm so close now. I want to get it done. And then tomorrow, inevitably, those belts will show up. And then I am worried, though, now about that cooler return oil thing, because it leaked and I tightened it and it quit leaking. But is it going to stay that way, or is it going to start in leaking again? You know, that's an adventure we didn't go down. And I wish we had have. I thought that I had ordered those, but I guess I did not. Either that or they did not send them, because they weren't in our box of stuff, to my knowledge. Come on. It's nice that they turn so easy, but then it also is inconvenient because your ratchet won't ratchet when they turn so easy. The bottom one, somebody broke off or something, because it's a bolt with a nut on the back side. And then again, this could be where my missing bolt went, because this one may have not had one in it. Oh well. got to get 2 bolts for out here, and then we're good to go. Get rid of that. One of these, that's his wrench. That needs to stay in the cab. I need to clean up a little bit. I know that's hard to believe, but there's a piece for his muffler. Let's see, what else? We're gonna tighten this up. This side is very close, and I'm guessing what it looks like to me, and figure that one out. Like the cab isn't mounted quite square on it. Like the whole cab should be over this way a little more. I wouldn't know why that is, but I'm not gonna dive into figuring it out because that's a major rager right there. So, on the other side, I've had trouble with, yeah, it's opposite. On this side, I got trouble with it being too high. On the other side, I had trouble with it being too low. It's just got an over center snap in there that holds that shut. So that's done. So this and this are the only 2 things here, the black piece and the muffler. So let's put the muffler together and get that done. I can't tell. Did you go psychedelic again? I can't tell. You might have. It's hard to say. These things have kind of frustrated me in years past because this bolt that holds this together never seems to be a true size. It always seems to be something, it's probably metric, and of course I don't have the metric things with me, but we'll try that. See what we got. And there is some debate onto like which way to put your ting-ting. I put it the opposite of the way that the people at the dealership liked them. They liked it with the flap facing towards the cab. I like it with the flap facing out, like forward. It just seems like it makes it what do I want to say? Go up and over easier. Oh, we're struggling here. That's probably a 10mm bolt. And truth be told, there's probably a 10mm socket right close by. But why would I do that when I can just... So we got to make sure she closes good. You're about out of battery, and you keep going psychedelic colored, so I don't know. I don't know. We'll try as long as we can. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get the socket, because it's not, yeah, it's not going to let me go right. Well, it's finally back together, and everything seems to be fine. There's a couple drips that have showed up, but when I check on it, I think it's just oil that ended up on something else while we were cleaning and has worked its way down somewhere, because I don't see any repeat offenders. I did tighten this back one up a little bit on the other end of this, because I think it was dripping a little bit. But where do you stop, you know? Really, I wish we would have replaced all the rubber pieces here, there, and one around on the other side. It wasn't really leaking when it came, but it was hard to tell because it was so covered with oil. But we got to stop somewhere, and this is where it's going to be. He can use it for a while and figure out if there's more things that need addressed, but we got a majority of it, and I would say the most obnoxious leaks definitely we took care of, so it shouldn't get totally covered again without being able to say, hey, let's stop and fix something. I think it'll be more noticeable. I am kind of worried about a couple things that I didn't anticipate. I'm kind of worried that this is leaking. This half of the filter. I've never had to replace that before, but I think it is. I think it's very gently seeping out of that crack. I mean, unless it would be like that hydraulic hose and it's putting a little bit up there, but I don't think so. I don't know, that causes me some concern, but at this point, I don't know what to say. Also, I'm wondering if his hydraulic pump is leaking between itself, the different sections. And then again, that could still be oil that's from when we cleaned that's vibrating up from, you know, I don't know. We haven't run it long enough to tell. Right now though, this is the one that causes me the most distress. I really don't want that to start leaking, but I guess if it does, in theory, that's easy to get to maybe. I've never had that apart before. So usually they leak at the block, so that's what I did. Once you got it all shined up and you start looking it over, you can see a lot more stuff that, you know, if it starts leaking, now that it's clean, it's easy to see what's happening. So I have no more parts, so we would have to order anything we did, and I don't think he's going to want to do that right now. So we will just roll with it and point out to him the flaws that I still see. I mean, I don't know. It's ultimately his decision of what he wants to do. See, there we got another stray thing but I think that is stuff that is behind. That is like hanging onto the back side of that from when we washed it. And as it heats up, it melts and then turns into more liquidy stuff. The moral of the story, friends, is you can't win. I have tried before to test drive around and around and around, and it never leaks for me. And then as soon as they take it, it starts going berserk. I don't know. Like I said, it's better than it was. So I'm probably going to call it done, minus those belts, which we got to do. But that's life. I'll just slap those on when they show up, or I'll probably run it around tomorrow a little bit just to give it another check over and make sure it's not doing something bizarre. And if it passes all those checks, then I'll probably call him and say, do you want to wait on belts or do you want to come get it? And we'll put the belts on later on. I forgot to tighten that idler bolt because we'll be taking it off again, so. Oh well. Yeah, you can see those other belts. I tightened them, but they're not the same thickness anymore, and they're flopping around. They're just wore out. So, they were also squealing when I revved it up a while ago, so that's why I tightened them. But it's a lot more better than it was, so I guess we'll call this one here. Hopefully this turned out to be a successful project, but We won't know that until he calls back and complains and says you're an idiot, you screwed it all up. So until that time, we're gonna leave this one here. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. And that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.